I'm going to show you one of my favourite chocolate treats. They're absolutely delicious. They're dairy free and they don't even need baking. Now what you need is a small food processor. To that I'm going to add some cashew nuts. In they go. Next I've got a tub of coconut chunks, and it's these that give the lovely texture to our bites. In they go. Now I'm just going to chop those together. And at this stage you need to make sure that it's quite finely chopped so that they hold well together when you go to cut them. Next I've got some medjool dates, and make sure you buy the pitted ones. Pop those in. And then a little bit of maple syrup, and for the full list of ingredients just click on the link. In that goes, you need about a tablespoon, and then lid on and whiz it together again, and it should come together really nicely. There we go. Now just carefully lift out that blade. Now here I've got some parchment on a baking tray. I'm just going to tip out the mixture and make sure you get all of it. And then we're just going to spread it out into a square. I'm going to go for about 15 centimetres square, so about a centimetre in thickness. Now the thing about this is it's so rich and delicious, you only need a really small square to feel really satisfied, which is why I'm trying to make it fairly even on the surface and along the side so I can cut it neatly. I'm going to pop that into the fridge just to firm up a little. Now here I've got a small saucepan. I'm just going to put the heat on. It's got a little bit of water beneath. And to that, I'm going to add some chocolate. Now I'm using really good dark chocolate. I'm using quite a bitter one, which is going to work very nicely with the sweetness of the dates. In that goes. And you only need about 50 grams. And to that, I'm going to add some coconut oil. And what that does is, it just makes it set a little bit softer so it's easier to cut through when you go to slice them. So you need a couple of teaspoonsful. And if you're not bothered about being dairy free, you could just use butter. I think the coconut, as well as making the chocolate softer, does add a really good flavour as well. That should do it. And then just melt the two of those together. So my chocolate's nicely melted now. I'm going to turn off that heat. And let's get the base out of the fridge. And that has firmed up nicely. So I'm going to pour over that chocolate. I'm just going to tip mine over. And then just spread it out gently. I'm looking for a little layer that sits on the surface, but you can let it run down the sides if you wish. And then just scatter over a little bit of salt. Now you don't have to add this, but I think it really, really works. Just that touch of saltiness against the sweet and the bitter. It's delicious. And all you need to do now is pop that back into the fridge until it sets. When you're ready to serve, take it out of the fridge a few minutes before you need it, and then cut it into small squares. You can keep that in an airtight container for up to 5 days. It's lovely with a cup of tea. For more delicious recipes, don't forget to subscribe.